This video is courtesy of Martin Logan, the world's leader in handcrafted electrostatic and folded motion loudspeaker technology for audiophiles and home theater enthusiasts. Hey, I'm Andrew Dash with Audioholics. Cambridge Audio has been an influential name in high-end audio for a long time. When they decided to put out a no-holds-barred system for their most discerning customers, we couldn't help ourselves. We had to take a look. The Asia 851 line has everything an audiophile might want: a big, heavy chassis, separate boxes for each function, and a real focus on maintaining audio purity. Now, while the Asia 851 line has a lot of different products, including a standalone DAC, we're going to focus this review on their analog preamplifier and then the 2-channel amp. Just know that the other offerings can be used in conjunction with these to create an entire system that does exactly what you want and nothing more. Now, let's start with the 2-channel amplifier. The Asia 851W is just a beast. It clocks in at over 40 pounds and can push out 200 watts into 8 ohms or 500 watts into a single channel bridged. It can accept balanced or unbalanced connections and has 2 pairs of binding posts for each channel, so you can buy wire easily. The review unit came in silver, but you can also get it in black. Personally, though, I think the silver looks amazing. The 851W uses Cambridge Audio's proprietary Class XD amplification. Now, I'm not exactly sure what Class XD is, but it certainly is not Class D or a switching amplifier. According to Cambridge, Class XD promises to eliminate crossover distortion like a Class A, while retaining power efficiency of a Class AB design. Now, this isn't exactly a new technology, as Class AB amps have been doing this for over 30 years. But XD certainly does sound pretty cool. The 851W also uses separate power supplies for the inputs and the power amplifier, eliminating any crosstalk or interference. The Asia 851E is Cambridge's analog preamplifier for those who want as pristine an analog experience as possible. Now, it has 7 analog inputs, 3 of which have balanced XLR inputs, as well as the standard RCA unbalanced connections. The thing that's really important is that the 851E has about as low a noise floor as can be measured, at least according to Cambridge. If you want a quiet preamp, well, this is the one for you. What you're not going to find on this amplifier are any digital inputs or fancy music modes. Now, there is a subwoofer output, but there's very little control. The speakers always get a full range signal, and the sub can either get a full range signal or you can roll off the output at 200 Hertz with a second order Butterworth filter. There are bass and treble controls built in on the front of the unit, and you can select which inputs use these settings and which do not. There's some interesting controls on the 851E. You can rename sources. You can set the balance left to right for a modicum of speaker level matching, and you can trim the input volume if you have a particular source that's louder than all the others. All of these settings must be set from the front of the unit, though. There's also a remote control that comes with the 851E, and while it looks really nice, it actually doesn't have a lot of functionality outside of volume control. Most of the buttons that are on it are designed to control other Cambridge Audio devices. One oddity I did find with the remote was the source direct button, which was supposed to switch the unit in and out of direct mode, but instead it just seemed to toggle source inputs. Of course, as you know, in the end, it's all about how the separates sound. Noise floor, as the measurements promised, was non-existent. I connected these separates to a number of speakers, including the Aperion Audio Veris Grand Towers, and they powered them effortlessly with no hint of distortion or clipping, regardless of volume level. I played around with the treble and bass controls a bit and found the effect that they had on the sound was pronounced but nuanced. If you have a source that is particularly bright or bassy, these controls will definitely fix your problem. For the most part, however, I kept the 851E in direct mode, bypassing the tone controls altogether. Good amplification and good speakers typically don't require bass or treble alterations at all. Class XD or not, the Asia separates ran really hot. This indicates that their solution to the distortion of most AB amps is to have a high Class A bias, which is providing all the heat. Most of the press images from Cambridge show the amp on the top of the preamp, and that's probably for a reason. After moderate listening tests, just maybe an hour or two, the combination was really hot to the touch, so you'll want to make sure to give these plenty of ventilation. I hooked up an SVS SB2000 sub to the mix and used the internal crossover in the sub to limit the bass. I do wish Cambridge Audio had implemented a more fully featured crossover setting so I could limit the amount of low-end information going to the speakers. While most speakers that I had on hand tested out with no problems for a full-range signal, I've tested plenty of speakers that would bottom out or overload when trying to reproduce low bass at high output levels. In the end, the combination of the Azure 851W 200-watt amp and the 851E preamp is a fantastic one. These components, though, as you might expect of a flagship offering, are not cheap. The amp comes with a $2,800 price tag, and the preamp will run you around $2,000. Now, I did do a quick search on the internet before this recording and found a few authorized dealers that were giving a little bit of a price break, but not much. If you want the very best audio performance possible, these prices are to be expected. Thanks for watching the video, and check out more reviews online. And while you're out there, visit Audioholics and sign up for our new newsletter to get free 2014 top picks on the AV Gear Guide. It's a little bit of light reading. You'll enjoy it. You'll love it.